I could hear was her screaming, "Prim, Kudzi's gone, Kudzi's gone." I was like, what do you mean Kudzi's gone? What do you mean? Worst nightmare had happened. Like, I wanted to save her. I wish I could have saved her. That sounds so stupid, but it's the little things that I missed, you know? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Primrose. If you're new here, welcome. Yeah, so I've had this channel for a while, but recently I decided that I need to do something with my channel, something positive. So here we are. So basically this is going to be like a series to help myself heal, to help myself process what I have experienced. I lost my younger sister, Kudzaisha, on November the 2nd, 2025. It's been about 6 months now since she passed away. I have been dealing with this grief in a very difficult way, like to understand. Like, it's been really difficult, and I felt like you're gonna have to bear with me, because I feel like this is the first time I'm actually talking out loud what I've been processing. And I'm sure if you've lost someone, you know, whether it's a sibling, if you've lost a parent, if you've lost a friend, if you've lost a child, I'm sure you can relate to some of the things that I'm going to cover. So it's been very difficult processing that my little sister isn't here anymore, you know. She was 25 years old. She was funny. Kudzi was funny, man. Yo. Her death has really left me confused. I've really experienced different emotions. When she passed away, I think I went in a space of shock and numbness. I think I had so many questions. You know, when someone dies, you have so many questions you want to ask them. You have so many unanswered questions, especially when they pass away that young. I remember the day like it was yesterday. I remember getting that call from my mom, and all I could hear was her screaming, "Prim, Kudzi's gone, Kudzi's gone." Oh, my world stopped. Like, I felt numb. You know when you feel like your heart has just came out, and I was like, what do you mean Kudzi's gone? What do you mean? I remember I kept on shouting, what do you mean? What do you mean? And I knew that finally it happened. I knew that finally it happened. My worst nightmare had happened. Like, it was so scary. Death is such a scary thing. And I wish I could have stopped that one. You know when people keep telling you like there's nothing you could have done, but this one I wish I had stopped it. I wish I could have saved her. I wanted to save her. I wish I could have saved her. It's so sad. It's sad that this is how she had to go. But also I feel like it's important to respect her choice and people's choices. You never know what people are going through. And it's important to be kind. It's important to genuinely be kind to people that you don't know. Because every one of us, we are battling with things that we don't talk about. I will never get to call my sister again. I will never get to take pictures and videos with her again. I will never get to call her randomly and tell her like, oh, you know, your nephew's done this and this and this. And you know, this might sound weird, but I will never get to like just message and say, hello, can you order me this off Amazon? Because she had Amazon Prime and she used to order it for me all the time from my account because I'm too broke to sign up. But things like that. I was saying to my friend the other day, I was like, you're my sister now because I keep bothering you to order me things off Amazon Prime. And that sounds so weird. That sounds so stupid. But it's the little things that I missed, you know. I miss her messaging me and say, go on my Instagram and like my picture. And then if I don't reply instantly, she'll be like, hello, can you go and like my picture? And you know what's weird? Sometimes she'll tell me what to comment and then I'll write it. I miss things like that. And I miss sending her reels. I still send her reels. The other day I was on Instagram and I saw a reel that says, send this to your sister if you love her and if you're proud of her and if you're praying for her. Tell her how strong she is and how beautiful she is. And then I still sent it to her. I still sent her the Instagram reel to say I love you and I'm proud of you. There's so many things that I will never get to do with her. I thought I had time. I thought we had time. I didn't think that she would take her own life at 25. That was not the plan. I thought I had time. Sorry. Sick. I think what's important to learn about when someone dies, especially in a traumatic way, what's important to understand is that every day is going to be different. But over time, things get a bit easier. The pain gets easier to carry. Yeah, it's been very hard, but I found strength through prayer. Oh God, if you know me, you know me, right? But since my sister passed away, I have prayed like I've never prayed before. And I think one of the things that I was praying for was for strength, for understanding. I had nights where I would wake up in the middle of the night and I would just sob. Like I would just cry. And like I would say, God, why? You know? I know this was your will, but why? I know you knew this was going to happen, but why? You know? I had so many questions. I even went through a process of anger. You know, I wasn't angry at her, no. I think I was more angry at myself. You know, as an older sister, you almost get a guilt of like, what could I have done? You know, how could I have supported her? How could I have stopped what occurred or what led to her death? And I think I went through all those questions, you know. And then after the questions, it was the fear. I was scared. Like, I think I kept on saying that I'm scared. I feel so scared. You know, it's the fear, isn't it? Like, how is life going to be without this person? You know, I think sibling loss is so difficult because when you lose your sibling, you almost lose a part of you that nobody understands. You know, like my sister, like, she would call me when she's doing her dishes, and then like we'll be on FaceTime, and we used to gossip, right? We used to gossip a lot. Or like if I call, I'm like, Kudzi, guess what? Kudzi, guess what? And she'll be like, yeah, tell me. And she wanna hear all the gist. She wants to hear all the gossip, yo. You know, and then it's just the little things now that I look back, I'm like, wow, you were a really big part of me, you know. And it's been hard, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's been really, really hard to process. And I think what's also helped is I've had the opportunity to speak to my brothers, and they've kept me really sane and strong. We've checked in on each other. And I think that's another thing. It's really important to talk when you've lost someone, especially to speak to people that knew that person. Sometimes it's hard because sometimes words fail you. Sometimes you both have questions, but I think talking often helps. What I find is that when you lose someone, people often, you know, tiptoe around the death of the person. Like, people almost don't know what to say. But if you're watching this and you know someone that's lost someone, and or you know someone that's grieving, I promise you that person wants to talk about their loved one, irregardless of how they pass away. I feel like any opportunity that I get to talk about my sister, I do. Like, literally, I talk about her. Any chance that I get, I talk about her. I miss her so much. I feel like the reason why I'm even doing, or why I've thought to do this channel, or why I thought of recording this journey, I feel like this is like my own personal diary, just to share and just to also get things out of my head, because there's been times where I've been in my head a lot. I know it was God's will. I know God knew that he needed his princess home. But it doesn't stop the pain, you know. It's been 6 months and oh God, I don't want to cry. I miss her so much. I miss her so much. And I know she's resting, and for me that's enough. And if for some of you that don't know, my sister was very smart, right? She was a medical student. She was studying medicine. She was going in a second year at St. George's. So she was a very smart girl. My background is nursing, so I am a registered mental health nurse. And I remember when I was looking for a place to go into uni, into nursing. Like I've been a nurse now for like 6 years. But at the time when I was applying to get into nursing, we had to do like some maths exam entry. And I remember saying, could you please help me? And I think at the time she was probably like, what, 16, 18? And she would help me, you know? And the funny thing is, one of my messages that I sent her 2 weeks before she passed away, she posted something on her Instagram like, yo sis, I'm really worried about uni, you know, this was a second year of med school, like, and I was like, you've got it, remember you helped me to get into nursing. Yeah, she was so smart, you know. And she basically, she gave her time when she was here to helping others. Not only was she in med school, she gave her time to helping others. She volunteered for the homeless. She was also volunteering for London Ambulance. She did so much, and she had a huge group of friends, right? Like, you know, she was so outgoing. She loved life, and she loved being an auntie. You know, my son really, really misses her. They were so close. You know, they were so close. She did so much. And her passing really tore my world upside down. You know, when someone passes away, you don't know if you're ever going to be the same again. Like, people always say a part of you dies when you lose someone that you love, and I definitely agree. A part of me has changed. Like, I don't think I'm the same person I was. But I think I find peace knowing that when she was here, she knew how much I loved her. Like, she knew how much I loved her. And that's one thing I have to say here in this video. Like, if you have somebody that you know that's in your life that might be going through a hard time, please reach out to them. Please just tell them or let them know that you're there for them. And I'm not just saying just text them and say, I'm here for you. You know, just genuinely show up for them. Just go to their house, get some fruits, and, you know, just say, girl, I'm here. Do you know what I mean? Like, just genuinely show up for them and genuinely hug people when you see them, or tell them that you love them. Because you just never know when it will be the last time you see that person. And I think that plays in my mind a lot, you know. The last time I saw my sister, it was just a regular day, you know. It was a regular day. She took my son out for like a couple hours. You know, they went to the museum. They went to McDonald's. They went to a soft play area. It was just the normal things, you know. And then she came back. And what I like and what I'm happy about is I hugged her on that day, you know. And me and my sister were not huggers like that. Like, she never liked hugging anybody. You know, if you've got a younger sister that's a Gen Z, you know, they don't like hugging. She didn't like hugging. But I remember that day I hugged her, and the hug even felt awkward because it wasn't our thing, you know. I remember everything that day. I remember everything. I want this channel to help someone out there that might be struggling with their mental health, that might be struggling with life challenges, life stresses, that might be struggling with issues that they don't talk about, that they don't share with anyone, that might even be having thoughts of like feeling like life is not worth living. I want you to know that life is worth living. I want you to know that whatever you're facing is not forever. I want you to know that somewhere out there, there's someone that genuinely cares for you. And there's somebody that if you wasn't here today, like, their life will not be the same. Yeah. So basically, this is going to be just like a process about my healing journey and through grief, and I want to share that with you guys. I want to share, you know, all the emotions that I'm processing. I want to share that with you guys. I want you to come on this journey with me. And also, please, if you have lost someone, you know, please feel free to comment below, like, any tips, what you've been doing that's been helping, what you have found that it hasn't helped, or just tips on how you've managed everything. What I have decided to do, and what I felt like has been helping me to process this, is I've managed to open a page. I'm wearing the top, so it's the Cozy Foundation page. You can find it on Instagram. I'll put the link below. So this foundation I created obviously in memory of my sister. It's just a foundation to promote and raise awareness for anyone that might be struggling with their mental health or just like general stresses of life. Please reach out, you know, if you have any ideas on how to get involved and support the foundation, please feel free. My sister had her struggles with mental health, but she wasn't just her struggles, you know. And unfortunately, she lost her battle to that. But I feel like this foundation will continue to raise awareness, continue to keep her name alive. I'm actually planning a memorial walk in her name, so it's free. You can come, you can attend, just to keep raising awareness, so that anyone out there that's feeling like they're alone, or they don't have any support, or, you know, they don't have anywhere to look, you know, kind of like they don't have any, or they don't see any way out. I feel like this will be a good cause for you to become a part of. So yeah, so this is me. This is my journey. Please feel free to subscribe, feel free to comment. And if you knew Cozy, you know, if you're watching this and you're one of her friends, if you're one of her cousins, if you're one of her colleagues, if you knew her, I would love you to like write below like a memory that you shared with her, or a memory that you remember her by, you know, that would be very nice. And also please do let me know what else you want to see on this channel. I'm definitely going to share some of the things that I did to help me cope with my grief, because I did a lot of that. I know I've already mentioned that I prayed a lot, and I'm still praying a lot, you know. I'm still praying a lot. I think I wake up, and then as soon as my thoughts are trying to overwhelm me, I just pray. And sometimes I don't have to say like a long prayer, you know. I just say like, please God help me. And sometimes I think that's enough. I love my sister so much, and the 25 years that she was here on earth, I am grateful for. I am grateful for the memories that I had with her. I am grateful for everything that she did and the lives that she touched when she was here. I am grateful that I get to call her my sister. But grief is hard. Grief is hard. And I think I've learned that it's okay to grieve in my own way, right? Like, there is no menu to this. I think I struggled with that a lot at the beginning. I wanted to be strong. Like, I was like, I shouldn't cry. I should stop crying by now. You know, it's been 2 months. I should stop. It's been 3 months. But there's been times when I'm okay. You know, like when I'm walking, I'm in Asda, and then a memory just comes in my mind, and then I just break down, you know. There's been times that I felt guilty for laughing too hard, or I felt guilty for, you know, even going out, because I was like, am I moving on? Am I forgetting her? You know? And I know my sister would have hated that. You know, she was one of those people that be like, come on, get over it now. So I know she would have hated that. So I've just decided that, you know what, let me use this pain to reach out to other people, to help other people, just to let you know that you're not alone. You're not alone. And that voice in your head that might want to tell you that you are alone, you're not deserving, you don't need to be here, and you might as well die, that voice is a liar. That voice is not true. And I always say, you know, it is better to seek help. It is better to speak to people that love you, because people do love you. People do genuinely care. And I have my email on the link below. So if you feel like there's something that you want to share, you have a story that you want to share, please feel free to email me. Again, I'm new to this, so yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Welcome to my grief and loss and healing journey and everything in between. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I love you. God bless you, and take care of yourself. Bye.